Bonalu festival is a centuries-old tradition from Telangana dedicated to goddess Mahakali, an avatar of goddess Durga, and it's celebrated to thank her for warding off disease and misfortune. But in a major crackdown on harassment during Bonalu celebrations, she teams of Hyderabad City Police apprehended about 478, let me emphasize, 478 individuals red-handed for misbehaving with women devotees. And among them, 386 were adults and 92 minors. Now, particularly disturbing case was that of an elderly man caught red-handed for misbehaving with a woman devotee, underlining the need for continued vigilance regardless of age. Now, the incidents occurred at key locations including Olkanda, Bonalu, Balkampet, Yelama Temple and also Ujjaini Mahakali Temple in Secunderabad. Now, to ensure the safety of women during Bonalu and Muharram festivities of 2025, she teams ramped up their deployment, mobilizing about 14 teams across the city. And as a result, so many offenders were found. Now, out of the 478, 288 offenders were let off with warnings, while 4 were booked under petty cases, leading to 1 conviction and a total fine of just about 1,050 rupees. Now, 5 cases ended in convictions, with 1 offender sentenced to imprisonment and a fine, while 4 others were fined just about rupees 50 each. Now, in total, 8 FIRs were registered across different police stations due to these incidents. And this is the latest we're getting in from Bonalu and Muharram celebrations in Telangana. 478, including 92 minors arrested for harassing women during what? Festival celebrations. Women devotees were out to have their one moment of oneness with the god, and this is the horror they had to endure. Now I'm being joined by 2 guests. I have Alok Sharma, women rights activist, and also Preeti Banerjee. She's also a social activist. Thank you both of you for joining us here. Now I'll start with Preeti here. I want to understand, this was a festival. This is when people come out to spend some moments of oneness with the God, some moments of peace, But just by the virtue of the fact that you are a woman, you are subjected to this horror. You're denied your right to pray in a safe condition. How do you look at that?
This is a sad reality of our society, that where we are worshipping goddesses, where we are always talk about Shakti and
Exactly.
power. Women today, again, in 2025, at such a vulnerable place, where in any crowded area, for that matter, if we go for a regular life, in any crowded area, women are extremely vulnerable, and males are extremely comfortable in doing such kind of offense. It question the society. I'm completely speechless thinking about that we practice so much of talking about Durga, Kali, and the women power, women empowerment, a lot of things we talk. But when in real life, when day-to-day life, we are traveling in bus, and here we are seeing that they are going for darshan, and people feel so comfortable in harassing women in what matter not. Mane, they are doing it so comfortably.
Exactly, you are there to worship a goddess, and this is the kind of treatment you give to your fellow devotees. Now, let me go across to Alok Sharma. Alok ji, what is especially disturbing to me is that I'm sure, and viewers as well, that there were 90 minors involved in this incident. So, how urgent is the need for gender sensitization in our schools?
First of all, I would like to mention that this is the problem, that juvenile, the underage minors are involved in these kind of incidents. We have seen from Nirbhaya, and after that, many of cases we have seen, especially of gang rapes, where juveniles are involved. and our law does not punish those juveniles under the regular law. And for them, it is the juvenile board is there, and maximum 3-year punishment is for them if they found guilty. Now the problem is recently this trend emerges a lot in many cases. You see, if mob lynching, murder, recent murder cases in Delhi and other places, the minor people are involved. So the question is where our society, our children are going, and because they have no fear, majority of these kind of offenders, they know that they will not be booked under the normal law, and they will get very few kind of punishments, and the gang members also know this. So this is one of the problem that we have to rethink about the law, that how the liability of the children, at least from the age 16, we have to see that how they should be liable in a more severe kind of punishment, that we have to rethink. And secondly, the sensitization is must, because in our society we have seen that lack of awareness is very, very a problematic thing. And when the women are not aware about their rights, and these people, when they violate their right, as you discussed, that right to religion is a fundamental right. Everyone is supposed to practice the right to religion as per their choice, as per their wishes. But if people of the community, majority community, if they are unable to practice their religion, so it is a really threatening situation for the country. So I need overhauling of the laws, fixing the liability of the minor, as well as the sensitization among the people, especially male, that is must. Yes.
Right. Alokji, what you mentioned, that there seems to be absolutely no fear of law, no deterrence in this case, and which brings me to another question. Let me go across to Preeti. Now, do you believe the response in this case, warnings, minor fines, and a handful of convictions, is it strong enough to deter future harassment?
See, of course not, as far as I am seeing, because such kind of cases, I believe I have seen while my social activism, that the children, the parents, people are not well aware about the laws and orders, what are the do's and don'ts, and they think, if we are, if someone is harassing a woman very subtly, it's about touch and things, the emotional trauma the woman is going, that is beyond explanation. As well as the person who is harassing, he thinks that it is a very bare minimum thing we are doing, and we will get off by not getting any punishment. So the punishment of course has to be very strict. As well as I believe in prevention, like we need to sensitize our people, just like ma'am said. And the prevention, we have to focus on prevention, like what measures we are taking in schools, in societies, in local structures, where we are practicing some kind of workshops, things where we are telling them, giving them the advice, and making them sensitized about how to respect each other. It is not only about gender. There are cases where we see that there are male children also get harassed. So it is very important for everyone to understand what are the do's and don'ts, and how to because adolescence is an age, we can see here also, adolescence is an age where a lot of question arises in our mind. And in society, we tend to avoid such kind of question with our children. So that raises a big question mark. And these children, a lack of sensitization and awareness, they tend to do such kind of act.
All right. Now, one common point that both of you have raised is about gender sensitization among younger children. Now, I want to understand from you, Dr. Sharma, what role can parents and educators play in preventing, younger generation into falling such things?
Yeah, this is one of the most important thing. As I always say that, when we used to be children, we had us in our course moral sciences. And that was the syllabus. You see, we used to study regarding the moral concept of our society. We used to discuss various, stories where the morality inculcates in the society, and parents also used to teach morality at home. Now you see the kind of working scenario, the kind of environment we have presently in our education system. Of course, thanks to NEP, that something has been changed, but still I feel that lot has to be done at the school level, because you see, the psychologist says that the child is up to the year 5. So at the primary level, the preschool or the schooling, we have to sensitize that the children, that how, 5-year child, you say it's a very young child, but still you see that the mind make up at that time. If we inculcate the feeling that they have to respect their female classmates, and they have to respect, and also not the teachers but also parents have this responsibility. If the child is using any kind of language about the female batchmate or classmate, the parents strictly tell them that how to behave with their girl classmates, and how
Right.
to respect. It is the responsibility of both educators as well as parents. Nobody can deny this responsibility, and this is what is lacking nowadays.
All right. Now, Preeti, you were talking about prevention as well, and what forms a major part of prevention is the deterrence. So, I want to understand from the legal standpoint of view, are current laws on public harassment adequate? Where are we lacking? Are the laws not adequate, or is the implementation not happening in the way it should happen?
See, I believe the law is absolutely adequate, but the implementation, the practice,
That's
that
where the
is where
gap is.
there is the gap. There is a huge gap between the prevention, because see, once the incident is happening, we are talking now, there is action, but why something is happening at all in a
Exactly.
educated society, why such kind of action would happen? A girl, or for that matter anyone, is going in a crowded place and that person is feeling uncomfortable, that person is being harassed. This is a social question I want to put in, that why it is happening at all. A person should be educated enough, should be as ma'am said, should have the moral compass enough to not practice such kind of activity. So the prevention practices are somewhere I believe is lacking within the schools, within the communities, within the families, because we find very uncomfortable talking about such issue. Whenever something like this happens, of course there are a lot of question happens, people like us, we talk. But whenever, I believe ma'am also would agree with me, that we social activists, whenever we are talking within the
Right.
families, within the social structure, they feel very uncomfortable, they just don't want to talk about it.